Welcome to EDU World Space.
This question asks us to provide a brief explanation for each of the following. In A, it says that O2- is larger than O. So oxygen with 2 electrons is larger than oxygen, not in the ionic form. And this is simply because when you add these 2 electrons repel one another. So the valence electrons are still in this 2p shell or 2p orbital, the extra electrons offer more repulsive forces that will spread the electrons farther apart from one another and make the ion or the atom bigger. So that's why O2- is larger than O. In B, it tells us that S2- is larger than O2-. This one's pretty obvious. Sulfur is a whole row on the periodic table below oxygen, so it has a whole extra shell of valence electrons, which is what makes it larger. Whereas the valence electrons in oxygen are in the 2p orbitals, the valence electrons in sulfur are in the 3p orbitals. So that extra energy level is what makes them farther away from the nucleus and a bigger atom. C says that sulfur 2- is larger than potassium plus. These two are now isoelectronic. They have the same number of electrons. Sulfur, gaining 2 electrons, has the same electron configuration as argon, and potassium, losing 1 electron, also has the same electron configuration as argon. So if the number of electrons are the same, we need to look at the number of protons. Potassium, with an atomic number of 19, has more protons in the nucleus than sulfur, with an atomic number of 16. So because it has 3 more protons in the nucleus, that means that its nucleus can attract the electrons more strongly. It has a greater nuclear charge, and therefore the electrons would be held more closely or tighter to the nucleus, making the atom or ion smaller. So that's why potassium plus is smaller than sulfur 2-, more protons in the nucleus. The same thing is true here. The same rule is true here. D, where potassium plus is larger than calcium 2+. These are isoelectronic again. Both have the electron configuration of argon, but calcium, being 1 further on the periodic table with an atomic number of 20, has 1 more proton in its nucleus. Higher nuclear charge means greater attraction to the electrons. Those are held more closely, making the ion smaller.